Hi, YouTubers. Something important, something kind of damn important. So it's going to be a ramble right now. So nice, big ass ramble like a big ass cigar. So very, very interesting ramble. Interesting ass like the big ass cigar. So anyway, I want to talk right now dating. Now you might say, Smoking Assy, what the hell? Obviously you've never dated in your life, and that's the truth of it. I have never had a girlfriend in my life, nor do I plan to in the immediate future. However, I want to do a ramble right now, maybe like a 10-minute ramble about dating. Now, obviously, I'm completely biased because I've never had a girlfriend in my life, and obviously, for the last damn time, I am straight. I'm straight ass like the big ass cigar. I'm straight as a pencil, you know. Obviously, I'm heterosexual. I'm not homosexual or bisexual, despite what the dick trolls think. You know, obviously, the trolls on YouTube who are total bitches and bastards, you know, idiots. Obviously, I'm not gay. It's like, you know, I'm not gay or bisexual, so I'm 100% straight, so I'm heterosexual. But having said that, I've never had a girlfriend. So I want to talk right now, in particular, my dating status after over 5 years after getting the last HPV shot. Now you may say, Smoking Assy, what the hell is the HPV shot? The HPV shot, or human papillomavirus vaccine, or Gardasil 9 vaccine, is a vaccine that is usually given to young children around 11 to 12 years old. That's when it's usually given. And my doctor, nice big ass doctor like the big ass cigar, back in 2015 when I switched to adult medicine in my primary care doctor's office, he said it's very recommended, even though you're 24 years old, considering you are a virgin, that you get the HPV shot. It's to protect you, it's very damn important for you. Obviously, he didn't say damn, as in damn, but he said it's very important for you to get it because it's to protect you. And for about a year, from 2015 to 2016, I said, no thank you, not really interested. And then in 2016, my doctor, nice big ass doctor like the big ass cigar, just being silly ass like the big ass cigar, he said, well, the thing is, if you don't get it up until you're 26, you have up until your 26th birthday to get it, because after that you'll be paying out of pocket for it because your insurance only covers it up until you're 26. So I said, okay, if my insurance covers it for another year and I don't have to pay a penny for it, like I'm not paying anything out of pocket for it, I might as just well get it. And my parents said the same thing. Back then in 2016, I was living with my parents, nice big ass parents like the big ass cigar. I said, you know what, it's like, if my insurance covers it, it's lifelong protective, and what it protects you against is HPV, or human papillomavirus, which is the most common sexually transmitted virus by far. There's no other virus that's more common than HPV. Some cause warts, some cause cervical or throat cancer, some cause nothing. But the important thing is, you don't know if you're going to be the unlucky, slob who, draws a short straw and ends up with like head and neck cancer or like cervical cancer. So that's why it's so important to get vaccinated. And that's why they recommend, kids around the age of 11 to 12 years old to get it. Because keep in mind, when kids are 11 or 12 years old, the vast majority of children are not sexually active. And, keep in mind, when I was 24, I was still a virgin. I'm still a virgin now at 31 years old. But, yeah, it's like, that's why it's predominantly given to kids, because they haven't had sex yet. But, I was the rare exception, the very, very, very rare exception where I never had sex by the time I was 24. Keep in mind, most people, like, 90% of people have had sex by the time they're 24. So, I'd say at least 90%. So, anyway, enough of that crap. So I said, you know what, if my insurance covers this, I don't have to pay a penny out of pocket, I might as well get it. So back on September 30th of 2016, I got the first dose. Then November 30th, 2016, I got the second dose. And then on March 30th, 2017, I got the third dose. And then I told my primary care doctor back in June of 2017, okay, I've gotten all 3 doses. It's a series of shots. So it's not just one vaccine, it's actually 3 vaccines. So it's a series of shots, kind of like the COVID shot, how it's a series of shots. So he's like, okay, that's very important you've gotten that, because you never know when you might change your mind and actually want to be sexually active. And obviously this applies to sexual activity. This does not apply to like kissing or like, well, to a certain degree kissing, but not like, I mean, not, it mainly applies to sexual activity. That's my point. So anyway, enough of that crap. So he made sure, he said, yeah, you did a good job by getting it, you made the right choice by getting it, and now 5 years later, because that was back in June of 2017, I had finished my entire series of the shots. I've been fully immunized now for over 5 years. Has anything changed? And the answer is no. I currently don't have a girlfriend. I have no plans on getting a girlfriend anytime soon or starting a romantic relationship anytime soon. And currently at 31 years old, I am still a virgin. So I've never had sex. I don't plan to have sex anytime soon. I'm not, planning on having any kind of romantic encounters or romantic relationships anytime soon. So do I regret getting the shot? No. I think it was worthwhile because honestly, people might say, well, you probably paid some crazy like copay or your insurance probably billed you for it. No, I paid nothing for it, not even a penny. My insurance, I'm very lucky. I've talked about this before on my channel, how I'm very damn lucky, how I have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful insurance. And thankfully, under my insurance, I don't pay next to nothing. So, and people can be jealous, whatever. So, yeah, essentially, I don't regret getting it because it is lifetime protective. And I don't know, every 5 years, things might change. Back in late 2016, when I got the first 2 shots, I was living with my parents still. Yeah, I was still living with my parents. And then in February of 2017, I actually moved into my own apartment. Well, in March, technically. I got the phone call from the landlord in February of 2017. And then in March of 2017, I actually moved into my apartment. So, yeah, I mean, that was a major life adjustment. I mean, going from living with my parents up until I was 25 and a half to actually living independently at almost 26, about 8 weeks before I turned 26, that was a major, well, maybe more like 6 weeks, but you get the freaking point. So the fucking point, yeah, that was a major life adjustment. So, yeah, things change, and I don't know in 3 to 5 years where I'll be at. So, I don't regret one bit getting the shot, and I'm not going to get into a big debate about anti-vaccine, that kind of crap, because obviously that's not allowed on YouTube. So, I'm not going to get into a big debate about oh, you probably whatever about the vaccine. So, but I'm not going to get that kind of bullshit, as in bullshit is bullshit, So, but I don't regret getting the vaccine, but in some ways, it's was it necessary? Probably not at the moment. I mean, keep in mind, most people my age, most people in their late 20s, early 30s are definitely sexually active. A lot of people get married in their late 20s, early 30s. A lot of people have kids in their early 30s. A huge part of being in your late 20s, early 30s for a huge percentage of people is being sexually active and having a girlfriend and having romantic relationships for most people. Keep in mind, that's not something that really matters to me right now. Now, something I do want to mention is starting in 2018, about a year and a half after I got the last dose of the vaccine, the FDA or CDC, governmental agency, whatever, they actually approved the vaccine for people up until the age of 45. So technically, if I had waited, till 2018, technically there might still be a chance I could still get it at 28 or 29 years old. But again, when I got the vaccine back in 2016, 2017, it was only being given to people up until the age of 26. Then about a year later, it was actually approved for people up until the age of 45. But keep in mind, 95% of people who get that vaccine, the Gardasil 9 vaccine or HPV shot, 95% of them are 11, 12-year-old kids, 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders, junior high school kids, middle school kids, because honestly, by the time kids are even 16 or 17 years old, a lot of kids are having sex. It's like, a lot of kids, have a serious girlfriend or a serious boyfriend or, a serious relationship. A lot of people, get engaged at 24, 25 years old. A lot of people, have a serious, very serious romantic relationship, at 24, 25 years old or 21 years old. I mean, my brother, nice big ass brother, like the big ass cigar, he's in a very serious romantic relationship right now, with his girlfriend. So, and yeah, so I don't regret getting the vaccine, but honestly, for me, it's not like it really was preventive, because honestly, it's not like, I got the last dose of the vaccine, and, a week later, I met this nice big ass girl, like the big ass cigar, and we had sex. It's like, it wasn't like I was waiting up until, like my girlfriend and I were waiting up until I had gotten the last dose of the vaccine to, actually have sex. It's like, kind of like how a lot of people wait until they're married to have sex. It's like, that's considered premarital sex, So anyway, we're not going into like religion, that kind of bullshit. So long story short, I think it wasn't a bad decision. I think it was actually really the right decision, but honestly, for me, it was not like a 911. The whole fucking point is, it wasn't like a 911 emergency. Like, oh my god, if we don't get like, Evan smoking SE vaccinated, he's gonna like, meet a bunch of, hot girls, with big boobs and have sex like every single night in 2 weeks. It's like, it wasn't like a 911 emergency, because I have no plans on having sex. I have no plans on having romantic sexual encounters, So for me, it wasn't like a 911 emergency. But for a lot of people, especially younger people and people who are a little bit more traditional than I am, who don't have special needs or disabilities, it's much more of a pressing issue, because the vast majority of kids, by the time they're in their late teens, early 20s, definitely want to have sex. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Pretty fucking cool. Bye.